Hi, everybody. So today it's time for another episode of my Rachel's Holiday Movie Recap. And this is the show where I talk about all the movies on all the channels that I've been able to see over the course of the previous weekend. We are in week number 7, if you can believe it. And there's really only 2 weekends left, which is kind of crazy that we're narrowing down to the finish line, almost done. And we've got lots of movies to talk about on lots of different channels. So let's get going. First, we had Match Made in Mistletoe on Lifetime Channel. And this one is basically your kind of royal movie, kind of party planning movie. It has Damon Runyon and Natalie Lizinska. And this one was fine. I do like the actual decor for once in one of these movies. I thought it was beautiful with lots of live trees and designs and the garland and everything like that. And they had an okay chemistry. This one was just okay. Then we have A Christmas Village Romance starring Jake Epstein and Jenny Ross. And there is sort of an age difference, I think, between the two of them. And you could feel that, but it was sort of fun because she's a romance author. And then they're going to this like live, like Williamsburg type pioneer village. And he's the blacksmith, the cranky blacksmith, and she's this, has this very romanticized view of the past. And so it was fun enough. I overall enjoyed it for what it was. Then we had A Christmas Dance Reunion, and this is Corbin Bleu and Monique Coleman, directed by Brian Herzlinger, who's been on Hallmark podcast a number of times. And this was so much fun for all of the dancing. I really enjoyed, especially a tap dancing routine that Corbin Bleu does in the middle of the movie. It was so charming, so charming. All the dancing I really loved. Everything else was, save the hotel kind of thing, save the inn time thing, but it was, done well. And I enjoyed it for what it was. And they had really good chemistry. So that helped a lot too. Then we had the Kirk Franklin's A Gospel Christmas. And this has incredible music from all the gospel choirs and everything in the movie. And I thought that it was overall a pretty well done movie, especially if you consider it a faith-based film. Those usually aren't the best. But this I thought was pretty well acted and had a good story about a young new pastor coming in and facing some resistance. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Then we had Secretly Santa. This one was terrible. I think it had a lot of potential of the idea of these two people meeting as Santa crawl and then losing contact with each other. And it had that potential, but it ended up being really business. And the script was so bad. And yeah, I wrote on Twitter, this one was unusually bad from the writing to the acting to everything. This is a definite skip. Then we had Christmas Movie Magic, and this stars Drew Seeley and Holly DeVoe. And it's about this woman who starts investigating this classic movie, and Drew's character runs this vintage theater. And all the stuff about the movie I thought was pretty good. The stuff about journalism and supposedly she needs to get this big Christmas story, in order to save her job, that fell flat for me. But it was okay. I liked the ending with the big dance sequence because I just love dance sequences. So that was fun for me. And Drew Seeley's such a good dancer that it was fun to see it. Then we had Single All the Way, which I absolutely loved. I thought it was one of the best romantic comedies that I've seen in a long time. It's on Netflix. It's a fake relationship story. Michael Urie's character comes with his roommate to try and trick his family that they're in a relationship, but then slowly, should they be in a relationship? What's going on? I just thought it was so joyous. It was so funny. Jennifer Coolidge is hilarious in it. One of the best rom-coms I've seen in a long time. I loved it. Then we have Jingle Bell Princess. This was on Peacock. And this basically, a princess gets stuck in the small town. And I think about this movie is Trevor Donovan plays the love interest, and he was just so grumpy. I didn't understand what his problem was. So that really took down the movie for me. I would skip this one. Then also from Peacock, we have A Lot Like Christmas. And this is basically trying to do kind of You've Got Mail type scenario where you have the tree lot and you have him in the big box store selling trees. And that just kind of falls flat for me because even any kind of retail these days are struggling, and not even just small retail, but even, big box stores. I mean, that's the thing about You've Got Mail is that some of those small stores are probably still in business, and the big stores are, Borders is gone, Barnes and Noble struggling. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic that we have now compared to when that movie was made. And I just thought Maggie Liston's character was kind of annoying. I didn't really like her character, and I didn't think they had that good a chemistry, even though I like Christopher Russell a lot. So that one was a miss. And we had The Christmas Thief, and this is kind of a mystery story. There's this woman who is trying to prove herself as a detective to get signed on. And so she starts researching these jewel thieves, the thefts in her town. And this movie knew what it was. It was silly. It was over the top. It was funny. It was a mystery. I thought everybody had good chemistry. It's a very small budget, but I enjoyed this one. Then we had on Comedy Central, we had Cluster Funke Christmas. This is a parody film of Hallmark movies, but it's very lovingly done. It is very funny. I was laughing throughout. It's done by Anna Gasteyer and Rachel Dratch, and they were very funny. So especially if you're a fan of these Christmas movies, you should check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. On Netflix, we had Robin, which is from the folks over at Aardman. It's about a bird who's raised by mice, and so she thinks that she's kind of a mouse. Very cute, has a Christmas theme to it, and it's right in that tradition of stop motion animated Christmas shorts. So you should check it out. Really cute. Then Disney Channel, we had Christmas Again, and this is basically a young girl gets caught in a time loop, and she keeps experiencing the same Christmas over and over again until she can learn to love her family. She's kind of bitter because her parents this is the first Christmas that they're divorced and dealing with that. And so I thought that was really good. Then we had Christmas at the Ranch, and this is an LGBTQ lesbian love story. It's basically the girl comes back from the city, and then she has to kind of save the farm. She meets the attractive ranch hand that works on the farm, and there we go. So this was very, very classic, but I thought it had a lot of cute moments, and I enjoyed it. I got to interview the director at Hallmark's podcast, Kristen Baker, and so that was really fun.
Y'all, it's a rom-com. Of course she doesn't die. Of course she doesn't die. But that's what our community is used to. Someone in this movie is gonna die. It's like, nope, it's a rom-com, everyone. we all live and fall in love. It's okay. It's okay,
Yeah, I'm glad. It makes me happy that you have, I think it's a great thing that you've done to provide this for people so that they can have that joy.
Yes. Yeah. Joy. That's such a great word. Yeah. Yep.
On Hallmark, we had our Hanukkah movie, 8 Gifts of Hanukkah, starring Inbar Lavi and Jake Epstein. And this one didn't really work for me. It seems like it's worked better for everybody else than it did for me. I thought that some of the dialogue was very clunky, especially the way that they explained Hanukkah to the non-Jewish person at the party. I thought it was very clunky. But then also I felt like she just kind of ignored him the entire movie. And then you're supposed to buy that they're in love. And when she is guessing who could be the secret admirer, she doesn't even mention him as a possibility. And this is with 20 minutes left to go in the movie. So I felt like the chemistry was off, and I don't know. I felt like she had more chemistry almost with some of the other dating options that are in the movie than the one she ends up with. So that was disappointing to me. And then we have A Very Merry Bridesmaid. And this is usually a movie that I don't like, which is a party planning movie. But in this case, they had such good characters and good writing that it worked for me. I felt like the party planning was just an excuse to kind of get the characters together and get them talking. And Emily Osment, I think she's so good in these kind of movies. And I thought that even minor characters had some depth to them, like her brother. They could have easily made her sister-in-law a bridezilla. They didn't. They remembered her birthday at their wedding, which I thought was very sweet. And I just really enjoyed this one. It's one of the best of the season, in my opinion. We were able to interview the writer of Very Merry Bridesmaid, Tracy Andreen, and she had a lot to say about writing this film.
And so there's kind of this moment of what have I accomplished at 30? You know, her best
Yeah.
friends are married and they have two kids. So it's this kind of like thing that she's encountered, because I
Yeah.
think 30 is the 30 from my perspective is that milestone birthday where you're no longer a kid. You can't even, you can fake it a
Yeah.
lot in your 20s,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, even if,
I
you know,
agree.
as your friends are all starting to do it, but when you hit 30, you're like, I really am no longer a kid. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
And we had our Christmas journey. This is how it stars Holly Robinson Pete, and she was involved in the production, writing, and everything, about her being a mother who has a child with autism that's being sent to like a independent living clinic kind of thing and it's over the Christmas holidays, and she's really struggling letting go. And I think a lot of people will definitely be able to relate to this. I enjoyed it. I kind of wish that they didn't have the romance, that it was just a co-parenting story with her and ex, because I didn't buy that at all. I didn't even think they really liked each other, let alone were in love by the end. And so I wish they had just let it be a family story, and we don't have to have it be a love story, but it's Hallmark, so what are you going to do? But overall, I thought it was well done. And so there we go. We had the first of the sister swap movies this weekend, but we're going to talk about that next week in the recap. So let me know if you got to see any of these movies. I would love to hear your thoughts, and make sure to check out the Hallmarks podcast. We've got lots of interviews, recaps, tons of fun stuff going on over there. And make sure to like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate that so much. I also have the merch store, which today is the last day that you can order for Christmas delivery over at the merch store. And you get hashtag animation junkie shirts and all kinds of fun, festive Christmas designs. Please take a look. And also we have the Patreon group, which is so much fun. And you get to be part of watch alongs and other activities. Please take a look. And thanks so much, everybody. Wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.